What's really good, my people? Welcome into No Catch Up Sports Talk via Chicago. I'm your host, Sean Little. Big Nick the Quick with me. Bears Week 7 recap. We missed last week. We gotta talk Week 7. Bears get the W 30-12 at home against the Raiders. Tyson Bagent is he here, Nick?
Is it Bagent or Bagent? Do we know?
I think it's Bagent.
All right, we got it. We might have to ask the streets. Bagent or Bagent?
Bagent. I think it's Bagent. Right. But either way, is he here? Goes out, gets the W in his first opportunity as a Bears quarterback. It's a lot to unpack here, to be completely honest. He had 50-plus family members, friends in the crowd. Goes out and gets the W. Pure point blank. The Raiders aren't very good, but 30-12 is a strong opening act for the young kid out of Shepherd. Big Nick the Quick. I know we missed last week. We apologize for that, by the way.
Yeah.
Just to give y'all a little quick background. Tuesday is now my day at MSG. I got a couple shows to shoot on Tuesday. So it jumps back and forth from Monday to Tuesday, and I've been super jammed up there, but we're going to try to get it to you anyway. NFL Week 7 recap, Bears 30-12. Let's jump right into it. Big Nick the Quick. How you feeling? Because let me tee you up.
Yeah.
Go back about 4 or 5 episodes of No Catch Up. We talked about coming into the preseason. This guy, Tyson Bagent, was lights out in the preseason. Looked very good. The next thing you hear about is PJ Walker gets cut, who is playing pretty well right now for the Cleveland Browns, I might add.
And has starting NFL experience.
He's gone because Tyson Bagent has been participating enough in practice, getting enough stuff done, making a big enough impact where it's like this guy is good enough to be the backup quarterback. Nathan Peterson has been cut, re-signed. But
Peterman. Sean's just killing names today. Peterman.
It is Bagent. I'm pretty sure it's Bagent.
All right, it might be Bagent, but shout out Nathan Peterman.
If that's one name I can mess up, it's that one.
Yeah, it's all good.
Peterman has been signed, cut. Bagent is the solidified number 2. Justin Fields dislocates his right thumb. Guess what? Now it's Bagent time. How'd you feel about the game? Big time W. The defense actually showed up and looked really good. The Raiders are really bad. 30-12 is 30-12. How you feel?
Yeah. So first off, I was at this game and I was at the game last week. So I've been to 2 straight Bears games. I'm gonna go ahead and say this: I've done my time. I'll probably my last appearance at Soldier Field in my life. Last 2 weeks, and I'm good. Yeah, I mean maybe for a concert down the line, but definitely that's it for the Bears game. I mean, if they should move. It's just it's a pain in the ass to go to Soldier Field. So last week when we went, we had I think it's the Cadillac Club or whatever that club is up there, and that's nice to move around in. Obviously, yesterday I had the 400 level seats, which is up there with the people, and just moving, even getting to the seat, like the concourses are so tight. Like moving around the stadium is crazy. Obviously, you already know the deal with getting in there and getting out. It's a nightmare just in general, just logistically. And yeah, man, I mean, it's just kind of over with.
For those who don't know, Nick does not do logistics.
I don't do difficult logistics for no reason. I go to the UC all the time, no problem. I go to Bulls games, no problem, because it's easy. It's in and out. It makes sense.
It is easy to get around.
You can't sit here and tell me that going to Soldier Field is easy to go in and out of, especially when you're watching a whack team, especially generally after the month of November. Like, there's no real reason to get me out there. So, I mean, again, man, it was fun. It was a good time. Great environment there yesterday. I'll give it up to Bears fans. I'll give it to Raiders fans. I'll tell you this. Number one, first and foremost, I'll get out the way. Very trashy fan base. Just trashy people. I'm going to go ahead and say it. Very trashy people. Exactly what you'd expect is what you got. But they show up.
Was that necessary?
It was. Yeah, it's 100% necessary. I call them like I see them. That's why they come here. But they travel well. Like, they were deep. Like, they're very, 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 very deep. So I give them that. Yeah. They came very deep into Soldier. But yeah, man, as far as the game goes, look, I didn't have a lot of expectations coming into this one. I came off of the Raiders at the last minute to pick them just because I didn't have the heart to put anything on Brian Hoyer, and it was obviously the right decision. The Raiders are a bad team. We can talk about that as long as we want to, but the fact of the matter is professional football players lined up there on Sunday, and Tyson Bagent, however you want to call his name, he looked good. Like, he really looked good. It was clear the game plan was not to allow him or have him or put him in any type of situation where he could make a lot of mistakes. They kept everything short, a lot of passes behind the line of scrimmage, a lot of passes to the running backs. I thought Foreman was awesome. He looks like a player. But again, once you have the lead early like that, there's no real reason to have him out there throwing the ball downfield. The defense was clearly playing lights out, so he executed the game plan. I thought they called a good game for him. Again, when you got the lead early and it was clear that Hoyer wasn't going to be a threat to put up any points, just have, Bagent go out there, manage the game. He didn't look scared. I'll give him that. A lot of young guys, or a lot of guys in general in that spot, will come out, look shaky, try to force something, make a mistake. He had a lot of poise. He executed the game plan perfectly. Like, he did everything you would ask for a player making his first NFL start, and also protecting a lead. Again, we watch every single week quarterbacks go out there and not be able to protect leads. And he did just that. So, I mean, I got nothing but good things to say about the guy. I'm not ready to anoint him the next guy, but you really couldn't have asked for a better performance from a guy in that spot. I have no criticisms at all.
Yeah, it was an efficient, to the point game plan, and he executed it pretty good. We looked at the passing tree and the what's that NFL next gen stats.
Yeah.
He only had 2 completions over 10 yards. Mm-hmm. Most of his stuff was underneath or behind the line of scrimmage. But similar, like you said, Nick, what we talk, how you always say you got to play who's in front of you?
Yep.
He's just running the plays that they called for him.
Yeah.
And it was efficient. Now, I'll tell you this. People that want to anoint Tyson Bagent as the next guy, if you're going to play defense like they play D and then pick up outside of Bagent's 24 yards, 149 yards on the ground, then, yeah, Justin Fields would look phenomenal too in that situation. I do have to say, me and Nick are pretty visual guys. Our mantras: watch the tape, watch the film. It'll tell you what you need to know. Basketball here is tipping off tomorrow, NBA. That's the biggest watch the game sport in the world.
And a lot of people don't.
You could learn a lot about a lot by just flat out watching the games on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis. Bagent looked the part.
Yeah.
I got to say, looked the part. Even he didn't have to go through progressions too much. When he did, it was clean, quick, and concise. He got rid of the ball very quickly. Little things, for example, if you ever watch Tua's short pass game, ball's always out in front of running backs. Even when he's checking down, no one's reaching down by their shoelaces. More times than not, that's the difference between an extra 2 or 3 yards. Bagent was doing that little type of stuff. Another flip thing is Justin Herbert. If you've watched him the last couple of weeks, he's done the exact opposite. He's throwing the ball all over the place, and the Bears see that guy next week. So he looked the part. He looked confident. I'll say this. Did you see the clip of him with his shirt off, hat cocked?
Oh, man, look, this guy. Yeah. Listen,
Hey,
yeah. Saw it, for sure.
Are we gonna say should we say it out loud? I know we're thinking the same thing.
Go ahead, man.
You want to say it? You want me to say it?
No, go ahead. You got it. You got this.
He not as what's the best way to say this, Nick, without being he's been around.
He's cultured. Yeah, he knows some folks.
Yeah,
he's with the guys.
It looks like he's a guy type of thing. Yeah. It's hard to say what I'm trying to say without.
Yeah, no. He's cool. Be like, yeah, man. Listen, the guys on defense.
You know what's the perfect example? Yeah. Go back and watch that clip of Zach Wilson getting around the brothers at the draft.
Yeah.
He was looking real shaky.
Very shaky.
He's looking around like, what are these guys doing? Why are they acting like that?
Where am I?
I'm going to tell you this. All I needed was 15 seconds of that ball transfer and him chatting to know he's comfortable around the brothers. He's comfortable around the guys. And take from it what you want. This is the No Catch-Up podcast. We're going to keep it 100. That matters in the locker room.
Absolutely.
He can relate to guys in the locker room. So I will say this. He looked the part. He played well. He executed what was asked and did what he was supposed to do. I loved the rush piece and then him going over to the crowd and kind of asking for some noise, some more juice. Everything about his attitude, his poise, and you can go back to the podcast we did in the preseason. We laid that shit out early. So as we said, it could get spooky for Justin if he lets this guy get on the field. I'm going to tell you this. The narrative going into Sunday night is going to be some shit like you've never heard.
For sure.
NBC is going to make all the graphics up.
Yep.
You're going to hear Shepherd University 4 to 5 times.
Oh, you will see Shepherd. Yeah, for sure. Where is Shepherd?
You will see his dad in the stands at least 2 to 3 times.
Yep.
There's going to be a big narrative around this guy. So what I'm getting at is
West Virginia.
When the train leaves the station, it has to be forced back in. And I think that's where we're at right now with Bagent and the Chicago Bears, because that was a very solid performance. Nick, talk to me about this. I would say the fan base is 50-50 on looking for any reason to not rock with Justin Fields.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And this is a big reason to do so.
Absolutely. Yeah. And on Bagent real quick, I mean, I think the shit with his dad, like, it's entertaining and all that, but like, that matters. Like, that's what he grew up around. Like, that was the guy who was the leading voice in his life.
Yeah.
And his dad is, you saw his dad with the interviews. He's taking the mic. He's taking over. Obviously, he's a competitive guy and he's a champion in his own right. And like, that shit rubs off on you. So there's a reason you carry yourself like that. If that's the person that you're following, I'm assuming he has a good relationship with his dad. But yeah, man, I mean, I think the worst thing, we talked about it all year. All we wanted to see, no matter what, is Justin Fields just play 17 games, no matter what it looks like, because we want a chance to evaluate him. And it goes without saying, it's obvious, but the worst thing that could have happened, the absolute worst thing that could have happened was Justin Fields getting hurt. Like, nothing worse could have happened. Number one, because every week that he's not out there, it's a week less that we get to evaluate him. And we're a bad team, and we're going to have a high draft pick. And we also have the Carolinas draft pick, Panthers draft pick, which is going to be high. And it's just another week that's going to force our hand into drafting a quarterback, right? Like, the less film you have on him, the more likely you are going to draft a quarterback high with that pick. Number two is if this kid does play well, yeah, like you said, the fan base is pretty 50-50. And the people that think Fields don't have it, they're going to point to performances like this and say, hey, he's running the same type short game plan that we were complaining about with Justin Fields, but he's completing it. He's getting it out quickly. He's not getting sacked. He's not holding on to the ball like that. And it's going to add fuel to that. So it's a lose-lose for Justin Fields, in my opinion, every single week that he's out. Even if this week Bagent comes out there and plays terrible, still, it's another week you don't have to evaluate Fields, and he doesn't have a stranglehold on this starting position. Right.
Also,
so he needs to be out there. We need to see film. We need to see positive steps forward from him. And it also doesn't help that the last we saw of him was not him playing well last week. Right. He wasn't playing well before he got hurt. The offense wasn't playing well.
Yeah, it doesn't help. That's exactly what I was getting at. But I have to go back to the game plan, Nick. Against the Vikings, they didn't get DJ Moore the ball one iota. I think he had one catch versus the Vikings. Yeah. Is that right? Go back and confirm that. But I'm going to tell you this. On Sunday, 9 targets, 8 receptions. Dante Foreman, 16 carries, 89 yards.
He had 8 targets. He had 8 targets against the Vikings, 5 receptions. But I don't know how much of that was.
I thought early in the game, maybe it was the first half of that game then.
Yeah.
But the game plan was very, very neat and tailored and easy to digest for a guy in his first start. And that's exactly what you're looking at from Luke Getsy. Shout out Mercedes Lewis getting his first catch of the year.
For sure.
The big dog. The
He
vet.
doesn't catch a lot of balls. It's probably his first catch in a while, right? He was just strictly a blocking tight end out there in Green Bay.
Yeah. So
but yeah, man, I think it's a tough situation for sure, because I think now we are I can't stress it. Every week he's out. Even me, who was like, man, I don't know, I want to give him another chance. Like every week he's out, it's like, yeah, we got to draft a quarterback with that top pick. We got to draft a quarterback with that top pick, because I'm just not getting a chance to see him.
Yeah, I mean,
he's going to end up with not enough film. There's just not going to be enough positive film of Justin Fields.
Yeah, that's
like, I got to go into him with my guy next year.
Yeah, because the jury's 100% still out.
Yeah, regardless of how you feel.
Regardless of how you feel, the jury is still out, and it hasn't been decided yet.
Yeah,
if he were to not play the rest of the year,
forget about it.
Forget about it, right?
You can't make an argument. He has to get back.
3 turnovers for the Oakland Raiders, not the Oakland Raiders, the Las Vegas Raiders. They continue to just absolutely turn the ball over at an insane pace. Jalen Johnson had 2 picks, 1 for a touchdown. He said he's looking for a contract. That was a big moment for him in his Bears, easily his best Bears game.
Yeah,
since he's been in the uniform.
He should never wear that orange shit under his uniform again. That should look.
Hey, if he's gonna get 2 picks,
but
and have a pick 6,
I won't.
He can wear that shit every week if he wants to.
I won't knock it though. Yeah, you're right.
So
look terrible in real life. I'm sure it looked bad on the.
Yeah, it did look rough on TV as well. So,
hey, Josh McDaniel moves to. McDaniels,
plural.
Sorry, plural. Moves to 20-32 as an NFL head coach.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's bad.
He's been bad.
He's always been bad. Best year 8-8.
All those post Brady boys.
It's rough.
Have been bad.
Really bad.
How do you feel about? So right now the number's 9.5 going in the next week in LA. It's going to be a lot of Bears fans in that game.
For sure. The Chargers don't really have fans.
No, they don't. I'm going to tell you this. I don't know the number yet. I'll be looking at a team total for the Chargers to go over. They're going to score 27 points.
And no way the Bears defense plays that well again.
They're going to score 27 points next week.
Yeah.
And the Chargers are in a really difficult back-to-back L's in tough spots. Yeah.
Must win. It's a Brandon Staley must win, if we're being completely honest. They lose that game, Brandon Staley's fired on Monday.
Yeah, this is a good get-right spot for the Chargers. I'm going to be on that team total. Maybe I could try to figure out a way to get to 8. Right now, I believe it's 8.5. I'll probably have – if it stays around that number, I'll get him in a teaser. But the way – let me ask you this. Coming into the game – any excitement? How are you feeling on the way to the game with the new quarterback situation? Kind of a little bit of a new start. We don't really know what to expect from Buddy. What was your mindset going in on the way down to Soldier?
Yeah, I thought we were going to get killed. Being honest with you, I was like, "Oh, the Bears are going to get killed." That was just kind of how I felt, just because from what I've seen, I really didn't have a lot of expectations from the kid, because I just thought I wouldn't blame him if he played bad. Right? It's just a huge moment. There's no way that 6 months ago, this dude thought he would be starting an NFL game at Soldier Field in October. And just with the problems that the Bears have had, I just kind of thought it was going to be an ugly game. So I wasn't necessarily excited for it. But at the other hand, it was kind of like, hey, I want to see something new, right? Like, why not? What if he's good? What if he does do something I like? What if something cool does happen? That's kind of just where I was. And that's kind of where I am on the season, man. Like, I'm out as far as this team, contending or doing anything that's going to impress me as far as being competitive. So I got to look for little things to look forward to. So I was kind of excited to see him, but it's been a long year for the Bears this year for me. So I can't sit here and tell I'm excited about anything. It's the most Bears answer ever, wasn't
it? Yeah, that was a bleak answer for sure.
What do you want me to say though? I mean, like, if we're being honest, we're in like this. It's like a long march towards a very uncertain offseason. You know what I mean? Like, our season's over as far as being competitive. And it was over early. So it's kind of like we're going through the motions here and trying to figure out, what we're going to do. We don't know if our quarterback's going to be our quarterback next year. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's a tough question.
It's a lot of question marks.
It's a lot of question marks. Yeah, I was happy to be going to the game, but like, I'm not, I
asked because coming in, I was kind of excited just to see how he would show up and what he would do. It's a potential another. Justin Fields got trouble on his hands. I think let's be like honest on what the fuck we're talking about.
Oh, if they keep winning with Bagent, you have to stick with them.
Forget about winning. If he plays solid ball and he looks the part, Justin Fields has trouble. He's going to have to deal. Yes, he's going to have to deal with Buddy.
I think if they're not winning, it's a different conversation. I feel like the organization has to see Fields. Okay, yeah, I don't know. That's a good debate. Yeah, what happens if he continues to play well and at least puts them in positions to win? Can you go back to Fields, who's been up and down? But it's not like Fields hasn't.
No. This is how this goes, Nick. Come on, Nick. We've seen this movie so many times.
I get it.
No matter when they pull Bagent, they're gonna put Justin Fields back in the game. Now that we've seen Bagent like actually real game time, as soon as Justin makes any type of mistake, then it's like, yo, man, get this dude out of here. I don't want to see this dude anymore. That's what I mean when I said he has trouble.
You think he'll be on a short leash when he comes back?
Yeah, I think it'll be like, let's get some more looks of this guy Tyson. Why not? That 3rd and 5 throw, one of the only 3rd down completions that he went up the field past the line of scrimmage and completed. Yeah. Tight pocket, drops the arm angle to side like a sidearm. Looked like Matt Stafford, low key. Completed the ball over the middle for a first down. It's a really good looking look 1, look 2, look 3 progression throw. So I don't know, man. I think that this is the story. Dante Foreman is the game ball for me. He played sensational. I don't care if Bagent got it.
Awesome. Yeah.
Without those 2 tutties and the way he was running the ball, physical at the point, Tyson doesn't have as easy of a route as he did. Also, let's be honest. The Raiders are bad.
They're bad. And
let's see what he looks like. I can't believe he's got to go to primetime now. Sunday Night Football against a desperate team in the Chargers that has lost a few. Khalil Mack's going to be coming off the edge. Bosa should be coming off the edge as well. This is a tough spot. That's why I'm looking at the team total. I think that the Chargers are going to be able to hang points, and I don't think Tyson's going to be able to hang up. But we will find out.
Yeah, and real quick on the Raiders, that's another thing. Again, like, I think some of the pro field people are like, well, look, obviously the coaching staff didn't even trust him to throw the ball downfield. It's like, no, he did not have to, right? Like, I want to be clear on that. At no point, if you're a competent NFL coach and you're up and your defense is playing like that and you have undrafted Division II quarterback starting, you're going to say, hey, it's a good idea. Let's just start throwing the ball down the field just to see if he can. You're clearly in a position to win. You're trying to win the game. He's executing on that game plan. He's not making any mistakes. So you're not going to really put him in a position to throw the ball downfield. So I don't know if it's necessary that they don't trust him. They just didn't really have a reason to. Like, if we're being honest, they did not feel threatened at all by the Raiders defense. So why make it easy or by the Raiders offense? So why make it easy for him?
Yeah, no question. Also, shout out Tevin Jenkins. He played his ass off as well.
Oh, he's awesome. Yeah.
33 snaps. 0 sacks allowed, 0 pressures.
Yeah, he's good.
Tevin Jenkins played really well.
Line's improving.
Line is improving on a week-to-week.
Bagent trusted his coverage.
Put it for sure.
Yeah. Jenkins on that play when he pulled and got out to the second level. Yeah, that should make Saturday's pancake thing. That's what we're going to get up for sure.
No question. Anything else before we get out of here? So it's a little it's another interesting wrinkle that we're going to be able to follow here for the Chicago Bears. They've now won 2 of 3.
Yeah.
Go to primetime once again on Sunday Night Football. Would you say Sunday Night Football is more primetime than Monday night? Which feels more primetime?
Sunday night.
Sunday feels like the primest time, right?
Yeah, because I just feel like you're just in that Sunday. You're in that Sunday mode, and you kind of
we got one more game. Let's sit back.
It's waiting all day for a Sunday night. You know what I mean? It's like one more. Whereas Monday, sometimes, like, obviously we're gonna lock in here in a few minutes, but it's you kind of already started the week. Like, you know how Mondays go.
Yes.
It's like, it's more of like but you're kind of like, you know, shit's going on, man. If you got kids, it's a school week. Like, shit's already kind of going on. Whereas Sunday, it's just like, listen.
Mondays feels like sometimes that you could get wrapped up and you could miss Monday. Sunday night is like,
you're not missing it.
Order the food.
Yep.
Let's have a couple before we go to bed here and post up and watch Sunday night. So that's no doubt 100% how it feels. So we'll see.
It's going to be interesting with the NBA now starting this week too. It's about to get crazy.
Yeah,
everybody spent their quality time because it's about to get busy out here.
It's about to get very active. We'll be back tomorrow to talk the rest of the NFL, those storylines, and then we'll go back through and talk about the NBA. Giannis gets an extension. A lot of money flying around, by the way.
Yeah, a lot of guys getting paid.
A lot of guys getting paid.
Shout out Denny.
Yeah, exactly. Shout out. I'm excited to watch the Denny Jordan Poole
Kuzma.
Yeah, happened, but like Denny already looking at Jordan Poole crazy like in the preseason.
Yeah.
Is it's very early for that.
Yeah.
Like if we haven't even started the season.
That's gonna be one of the more interesting teams for sure in the NBA. It's gonna be a train wreck, but it should be exciting to watch. Definitely.
Yeah.
We'll talk about this tomorrow. But yeah, that's a lot of good storylines heading into the association for sure.
No question. Stay locked for this little casual conversation about the Bears. Tyson Bagent, they get the W 30-12. Week 8 it's Sunday night in Los Angeles, California, to take on the Chargers. Line sits at 8.5, 9. We'll see how it shakes. For Big Nick the Quick, I am your host, Sean Little. No catch on Sports Talk via Chicago. Bear now.